Our objective for the program is that this program is to provide to qualified participants the opportunity to prevent recidivism, rebuild hope, strengthen individual skills, and rekindle the spirit of those that deserve a second chance. I'd like to just elaborate a little bit on those, how do you determine the word qualified and deserve? That's for an individual that the individual has to determine that. The program itself does not. It depends on the individual as to whether they want to change their previous lifestyle or go back to the lifestyle that put them there in the first place. Which takes us to the next slide. Is who are our clients, or the reintegration program is for ex-offenders that deserve a second chance to make a difference for self and the community when they release. The ex-offenders, those who deserve a second chance, just a small part of this program is based on the Second Chance program. Because of our funding and because of the size of the program, but it's for those who deserve to make a difference for the self and the community that they release to. I really like this metamorphosis. I seen this in one of the papers that were shared by another program that's reentry or reintegration, and it had a moth on a plant, and I really liked it, and I wanted to put a picture in here, so this is what Hunter helped me do. But the metamorphosis, for those of us who might need help in knowing what that is, what it means, it's a change of the form of nature of a thing or person into a completely different one by natural or supernatural means. And an illustration of that, or those would be like a tadpole to a frog, or a caterpillar to a butterfly. Oh, I changed. I went too fast. The criteria or the requirements for this program is that you must be enrolled. The program is funded by CNG, so you must be enrolled Comanche in order to qualify, and to release within 6 months from a state or federal correctional facility with a Department of Corrections DOC number. And idealistically, this would be great for this to happen, the 6-month period, but most often that doesn't happen because maybe the individuals that are incarcerated aren't aware of this program, or maybe their families aren't aware, and it's only when they are released that they come and they ask about it. So idealistically, again, the 6-month period is something that is a requirement, but we don't hold that over anybody's head. The applicant must contact the program for services, must complete an assessment and sign a release of information form, and develop a plan implementing the reintegration's resources, referrals, and services. This program will not pay fines, fees, restitution, or legal representation. The clients must rectify any charges. And then it will provide advocacy only, depending on the situation, on outstanding criminal charges. And that's one area that I have not done anything with thus far. Client, okay. I think we jumped up just a little. There we go. Let's come back. Yeah, right there. Okay. Thank you. Hunter's helping me. Thank you, Hunter. Um, the services that are provided for the reintegration early new releases, there's only two guaranteed things that an individual can get through this program, and that's clothing and personal hygiene, and then transportation, and only in the form of bus passes now, because we're not able to help them with gasoline or anything like that. So, and then sometimes I transport, but I know that's frowned on. But so those two things are a given for people that release. And again, I need to say that that has to be individuals that release in our service area, because it would be impossible. Well, I'd love it to fly to California and help, go and shop with somebody, but we do not give out cards. We do not give out money. We don't do any of that. I literally go to Walmart and sit there, and they do their shopping, and I take the receipt from there with their signature on it. So that's something that we have to do. But that's for the clothing and personal hygiene, and transportation we do through our transit here with the tribe. Let's see. There are other areas that we can assist in. Those areas are a rental assistance once an individual, and there's a 6-month period from when one is released to get to the reintegration office. If they don't get there by that time, then there's a real question as to what they're doing. What have they done? If they haven't done anything, and I have a lot of people who come in and say that, well, I just wanted to take a break because I've been locked up so long. Well, you don't have time for a break because you've got all these legal fees and you've got a lot of things that are in front of you. So if that attitude is taken, then, we're not jumping through hoops for those individuals. But for those who have gone forward and have got a job and are able to afford their own place, then we help with rent, we help with deposits, pretty much we help with what it takes to set up them housing as far as rentals and utilities. I'm gonna put that down. The areas, the client demographics, or the areas that we have people incarcerated. Yes.
Listen, how hard would it be to get these 84 Comanche people that are in the prison? How hard would it be? They may already be getting the newsletter. Comanche
They do.
They do get it
They
already.
do. Clyde asked about the individuals receiving a newsletter that are incarcerated. I provide their mailing address to PIO, and then PIO sends them. The only problem that we run into is that if they're moved or transferred, their mail doesn't go with them, then we have to change again. Sometimes they can be transferred on 2 weeks' notice. Sometimes they're there for years. So it depends, but that's not a problem, and we do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. As you can see, well, you can't see. I've got this here, so I'll just tell. In Arizona, we have 4 offenders. California 2, Florida 1, Hawaii by route of Arizona. They transport from Hawaii to Arizona. We have 3. In Iowa 1, Kansas 2, Louisiana 1, Missouri 1, Oklahoma 61, Texas 5, Washington 1, and there's 2 in federal institutions.
Ms. Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
a question comes from an out-of-state Comanche. The question is, for disabled persons not able to work, are they eligible in your program?
That-
Meaning they were
yes.
incarcerated, but they are disabled now.
Normally, not always, but what happens is when they're getting ready to release from prison, there are programs now that assist individuals to apply for Social Security or SSI, depending on their age. If they were on Social Security before they went in, when they come out, they can get right back on.
Will
It
you
just-
help
it's a
them with that?
Will I help them with that? I can
Kinda
I
lead
can
'em in
help,
that?
but
Lead
yeah,
'em in
oh
that?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the prisons do that
I
too.
think that's
So
what
yeah.
the question is leading to. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, or point them in that direction, yes. And the other thing that we do is we provide assistance with current, well, and this gets to what Clyde was asking. We provide addresses to the PIO and also with the current addresses to the City National Bank Trust Department and to enrollment for the per capita and elder monies. The people who are incarcerated, they do receive their per cap and they do receive their elder monies. There were 6 that are in prison, to my knowledge, that had their monies garnished because of child support. So in those instances, those individuals get no money whatsoever. And otherwise, and we try to help with jails. If individuals are in jail, we provide the names and mailing address for those individuals receiving their per cap as well. That's sort of an ongoing thing. It changes almost daily, addresses. And I think that I missed some where assessment. I think we either when we were there, I skipped over assessment. I didn't look at that, and I'd like to come back and look at that with you. There are different areas that we assist in, and one is the alcohol and drug substance abuse course. That's when individuals go to prison because of drugs / alcohol. Alcohol is a drug, but because of those, the state of Oklahoma requires these courses, this class or course, in order for them to get their driver's license reinstated, as well as with the big hefty fine. But they have to take these under a certified person that are certified individuals that give these classes, and we do assist with those because those are quite costly. They can go up to $500, and I think it's either $545 to $565, depending. I'm just shooting in between there, but it's in that $55 to $65, but it is $500 for sure. And one of the things, or one of the problems, is that, you know, an individual can do everything that they're supposed to do, but if they don't have their driver's license, and then they can't get their driver's license without taking these courses. So it's required in the state of Oklahoma and some other states as well. We had an individual not too long ago that we helped. She had a car that she literally had parked for, I think, about 3 years, and got out. We helped her with this class, and she got her license reinstated after she paid her fines and fees, and lo and behold, with a little help, her car kicked off, so she was able to go and job search. Support is in writing letters to different states, to the Pardon and Parole Board. That's just one area that we've helped in, to tell about the program and to what this person might be able to, we might be able to help with if they're relocated here. And then the interstate compact is another, from state to state. If an individual is in, say, California or wherever, and they want to transfer back. They want to come back to Oklahoma. They ended up there somehow, and they want to come back home. They have to go through a process, and they have to apply. They have to apply for a transfer, and then once that happens, it goes through channels. So I've been able to assist sometimes in those when it gets hung up, just to make a phone call and can you help me with this individual and see where they're at in the process. Sometimes all it takes is just letting them know that there's a reintegration program with Comanche Nation, and we're concerned, and they start moving. So that helps. So we've been able to help in that process in a few instances. And then there's been times that, speaking with the judge, depending on the individual as to what the crime is, speaking with the judge, or even going to court with an individual. That's, I don't do that often. Very seldom do I go to court with anybody, simply because when I do that, a judge has reminded me that, you're standing here and you're saying that you're going to do these things. So I can't commit, that this person is not going to do what they say they're not going to do. So that's a little sticky and little sometimes a concern, but it's been beneficial too. So you have to sort of choose and take. And then with family, there's a lot of individuals that call the office and ask, can you tell me, can you help me? My son or my daughter or my mother or father is in prison, and I can't find out anything, or I need to know this or that or whatever. So we've been able to help with that as well, with case managers, and also with oh my goodness, they're not pastors, but what are they called? No, chaplain. Thank you. With the chaplains. And then again, we do submit names to the PIO office for a newspaper. And that pretty much, I think, takes care of, unless somebody's got a question. Yes?
One question out there. We need a microphone to this lady. Could you please speak in the microphone?
How many have we helped? Right now, it's directly and indirectly. Directly, we've helped this funding year. Oh my goodness. 16. We've had 16 that we've helped.
And what's your budget?
It's either with bus, $120,000.
You help 16 people?
Yes.
3 months.
Pardon? Multiply what times 4? Oh. It's the year. It's the year for this program, and this is different than most programs. It's not just paying for something for an individual. There's a lot of things that the individual has to do, and if they don't do it, we're not able to assist them. So from the time that they come in, it may be months. It could be 9 months before we help them again, because they've, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I answered that then, didn't I? I'm sorry. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Well,
I
we'll
have a
go back
question.
to what Jimmy said. I'm sorry. It's hard to, some of the people are in the other months, and they come to this quarter as well. Okay.
I have a
All right.
question. You say 61 are in the state of Oklahoma. And we have a
Yes.
lot of drug, alcohol interaction there. We might want to consider, Mr. Chairman, that we develop something called a dream center, like they have in downtown Los Angeles, St. Louis, I think Tulsa, and several other cities, But we need to have a place that's full reinforcement. People live in the facility, they have spiritual, they have job counseling, they have temporary jobs, but we need something probably more than what we're getting right now. If we just pay for clothes and a bus ticket, that's probably not near enough. I don't know the success of the program. I would support it, but we may have to expand upon this because there are so many people that can't find jobs. They go back to families that are worse themselves. They need positive influence, people around them that could help them.
Yeah, and we don't have funding for housing when they're released from prison, and they have to have a place that they're going to release to.
Well, you know, we got the Hotel Lawtonian that's getting ready to sitting there. You got the old Southwestern Hospital facility, the KCA property.
Wow.
Maybe other buildings we could take over, but man, we got too many families out there, and the family members don't know what to do with their family members.
But they have no choice but to take them in many
There-
instances.
There are successful people
Oh,
that
yeah,
got out
there
of being
are.
institutionalized. We could reach out to them. You know, it's a hard question. Just
Yeah.
how social does the nation go? You know.
There are some very successful that have come out, so yeah, okay.
All right. One last question here, and then we'll move on. But I will give it to social services. Thank you, Alicia.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.